Seems like it's been forever since I've gone live. The last 4 weeks or so, I have had numerous distractions, so to speak, as far as me going live. And it hasn't been anything that I can control. And it's been nothing that I can control. Last week I wanted to go live for something different other than just a wrestling live stream, but that didn't work out. Mox, as always, just came into the live chat, started berating me, started making fun of me, started harassing me like he always does every single Saturday. And also, I was getting messages from people in the group chat, was in the live chat that were saying that the live stream was muted, which I don't know how that could have happened. I don't do that. I do not mute my live streams. Never. Never. So if you guys, so just for reference, are any of you able to hear me? Just so I know now. Just so I know now, and in case I have to restart. Can you guys hear me? Thank you, Austin. That's what I needed to hear. I just needed to hear that you guys could hear me. And thank you guys for coming. Mohammed Yahi, thank you for coming. If you guys want to hit that like button, feel free to do so. It's never required, but I do appreciate it. And I do appreciate that you guys are able to hear me, because I would not like to restart this live stream. My phone's at like 95%, and I like it to be at 100% when I go live. So then that way battery won't drain down nearly as fast. But it's okay. We'll just deal with it the best way we can. And let's get started with the first show of the week, obviously. You guys know why I'm here, so let's get into it. Thanks, Austin. I really appreciate that. You don't have to, but I do appreciate that. Let's start out with Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw had a Stranger Things theme to it, because they were in collaboration. WWE was in collaboration with the popular Netflix show, which literally just ended its run on Netflix. Ended its run. It had its last season. I've never seen it. Never seen the show. Don't think I ever will. Thanks, Austin. I figured that was probably you that gave me one of the three likes. Thank you. Thank you to the people who are here. And yeah, we start out, Michael Cole and Corey Graves welcome us to Monday Night Raw, not Friday Night SmackDown. Why did I say that? Yeah, welcome us to Monday Night Raw. 4 likes. Hey, let's go. See if we can get to 5 likes within the next 10-15 minutes. Can we get that to 5? Bump it up to 5? And then maybe 10? Who knows? But hey, it is what it is. Oh wait, I forgot. I know some may say this is a little bit narcissistic for me, but I forgot to like my own live stream. So that should get us up to 5 likes potentially. And yep, looks like I just did that. So yes, thank you to me. But yeah, let's get started. Obviously, the first match tonight was Riho. I'm not talking about Riho, the AEW women's wrestler from Japan. Riho is in Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors for the women's tag team championships. And to say that this match was awesome would be a massive understatement, because that's exactly what it was. It was awesome. It was great. We got a new champion, by the way. We got new champions, by the way. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley are your new women's tag team champions. going into the Royal Rumble season, going into WrestleMania season, how long they hold those titles, I don't know. Don't know. I would not mind if WWE wants to put. Yeah, I know. I watched. I was able to watch clips from AEW Collision from AEW World's End, and I know he's the Continental Champion now, and he seems to be on his way to a baby. He's to be already on a babyface like run, but I think it's going to be solidified when the Death Riders turn on him, which I don't know when that's going to happen, but it almost seems like a guarantee that that's where their heading, because it's going to probably end up getting to a point where the Death Riders feel like John Moxley is getting soft, quote unquote, and he's no longer the edgy, and he's no longer the same John Moxley that started this whole group. Yeah, it's okay, Austin. Yeah, I already knew. Besides, I am subscribed to AEW's YouTube channel, so I know. So I watch the clips that they upload of each week's collisions, dynamites. So I know what happens. But yeah, we got new women's tag team champions in WWE. Congratulations to them. Next up, we got Gunther, who is still riding high apparently after retiring the GOAT John Cena. John Gunther obviously didn't have much to say, and as soon as it looked like he was about to say, he made John Cena top out like a little. Before he could say the word he wanted to say, AJ Styles comes out, and yeah, this is obviously where we're headed going into WrestleMania potentially, and I'm perfectly okay with this. I figured at some point maybe we'd get Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. Maybe that's actually reserved for SummerSlam in SummerSlam in Minneapolis this year, because that's where SummerSlam is this year, Minneapolis, and obviously that's basically Brock Lesnar's home away from home. He lives, I think, in Canada, if I'm not mistaken, or in some wilderness. I don't know where he actually lives nowadays, but I know that Minneapolis. You could basically call Minneapolis his hometown because that's where he spent most of his time in college as a part of the University of Minnesota. So hey, I can see that being where they do the Gunther Brock Lesnar match if the match is on the table for this year. I'm hoping. But yeah, and hey, everybody, I saw you. I don't know if you know that I saw you, but hey, thanks for coming, guys. And 6 likes. Can we get it to 10? Can we get it to 10 before the live stream is over? Yes, after this segment, we got a video package. We got a video package for CM Punk and Braun Breakers. Their feud so far heading into tonight's match for the World Heavyweight Championship, which I was excited about because I didn't know if they were going to put the title on Braun or whether they were going to keep the title on CM Punk for the time being. I mean, well, we all know what happened, so it's not like I'm incredibly shocked that they didn't put the title on him. But this could all lead to just a rematch for the title eventually at WrestleMania, which now seems more likely because for a while now it's been rumored that Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns Part 3 could be scheduled for WrestleMania. And now that Cody is no longer champion, and now that Braun Breaker just lost his opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship, we could see him winning the Royal Rumble and then getting a rematch, which honestly actually wouldn't be as bad as what they did with Jay last year. Because with Jay, he lost a title match against Gunther no more than a week before the Rumble. Now, this time around, Braun Breaker's got at least 2 or 3 more weeks to go until the Royal Rumble, so it makes it seem a little less. It's definitely not. I think this was the right decision. It won't be as much backlash on this time around if they have Braun win the Royal Rumble, because at least it won't be a week. At least he won't have won the match 1 week after losing a title match. He now has like 3 weeks to prepare for the Royal Rumble. We also got a video package for Maxine Dupri versus Becky Lynch. This is the rematch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, which Maxine took from Becky Lynch by beating her with the help of AJ Lee. That was in the build-up to Survivor. That was during the build-up to Survivor Series. So she's been champion for over a month and a half. But hey, it was good. She held the title for about a month and a half. Had a decent run. Wasn't anything overly special, but it was definitely decent. It was definitely nice of WWE to actually push someone for the title. 7 likes. Okay, I like it. Get those likes up to 10, hopefully. And I'm just looking at my notes. If you ever see me sort of tilt my head to the side like this, it's because I'm looking down at my notes to make sure I see what's next that I gotta talk about. Because if it wasn't for me taking notes, I'd be rambling all over the place. You wouldn't be able to understand me, and I wouldn't be able to understand myself because I wouldn't be able to be able to remember what happened next. So that's why I do this, because I gotta take notes. Obviously, after this, we got the Maxine Dupri versus Becky Lynch match. This went about 11 minutes. Was good. It was good. It wasn't anything special, but it was good. And Becky Lynch won the title, and she did win via cheating, which, to be honest, is the only way I ever saw her winning this title back. So, congratulations to her. And a new champion. We have 2 new champions on this show. Congratulations to them. We then go to commercial break, and we go to commercial break, and then we come back with Stephanie McCurr in the ring. She is apparently walking around with a boot on, which immediately made me wonder if she was injured. But ever since Monday Night Raw, all that I've heard in regards to Stephanie McCurr is that the injury is it's an injury. It is an injury. She is technically somewhat injured, but it's not like it's severe enough for her to be forced to vacate the title. And she basically made it clear in this segment that she's not dropping the title. So what that makes me believe is that this injury is legit, but it's not serious enough to cause her to drop the title, like they did with Seth Rollins. That they had to do with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins had to relinquish his title due to an injury. How do you know that, Carlito? How do you know that, Carlito? Oh, and just so we're clear, Matt already took away Elvis mod. So I think you're gonna have a hard time. You and your friends are gonna have a hard time timing out Jason and Rosie when they both become mods. Matt is very much considering it. Oh, that's nice, Austin. Oh, hey, Austin, are you gonna see the first ever? Are you gonna see the premiere of TNA on AMC? I'm not gonna be able to, but I am subscribed to their YouTube channel, so I might be able to at least catch the videos that they upload post show of the matches and segments. But are you gonna watch that? Because I hear AJ Styles is supposed to be there, so that's gonna be cool. Okay, I don't have cable. I have regular broadcast stations like 7, 10, 13, 21, 24, 38, those channels. I only have those channels. Oh, that should be nice. That's nice, Aaron. I'm glad. Well, Austin, you're gonna go live for that? Well, that's nice. Oh, hey, I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the show. Because it definitely sounds like it's gonna be pretty good. Okay, after the Beck Stephanie Vicker, we got another video package promo for Oba Femi. Maybe I'll see if I can. If you have to, you can obviously, if you have to, you can send me the link to the live stream via Messenger if you have to. So hopefully you can do that. Okay. After this, we got another video package / promo from Oba Femi, who is set to join the main roster very imminently and is set to join Monday Night Raw apparently, which I think is a bit of a weird situation. Like, why are we getting Oba Femi on Monday Night Raw when we could easily get him on SmackDown? I mean, isn't SmackDown the one that's almost bone dry when it comes to talent, or at least talented guys on their show? Most of the people we see on SmackDown are either just mid carders or jobbers like Kit Wilson, who aren't really, because he's moving up to the main roster. He's moving up to the main roster, and they didn't want him coming up to the main roster having just lost a match. And not just any match, a match to a TNA wrestler. I get why they did it. I think it was the right call. Oba Femi, they played Oba Femi perfectly in NXT. They made it so that there was literally nobody that should ever be able. They made it so there's literally nobody that should ever be able to book him for the title. They made it so nobody could even touch him. That's how strong he was booked. He was booked to be a monster that no one should ever be able to touch or should ever be allowed to touch. And I think that's the reason why they built him up as this unstoppable monster. They let him go out on a win, and then he relinquished the title, so I'm okay with that. I'll devil into that when we get into NXT. After this, we got Gunther backstage with Nick Aldis, and he is livid after the segment involving AJ Styles, and he demands a match against AJ Styles. So, okay, we're just gonna give away this match for free on TV. Okay, I don't mind that if the goal is to maybe string this out into a series of matches culminating in one final glorious encounter, no pun intended, no disrespect to Robert Roode, one glorious encounter at WrestleMania. I could see that, and I wouldn't be mad at that, especially if at least one of the matches features a fuck finish, which is almost guaranteed. There's going to be at least one match that ends in like a double disqualification or whatnot, or a double count out or whatnot. Who cares? Shut up, Mox. Oh my God, 9 likes. 9 likes. Can we make it to 10? Can we make it to 10 before the end of the live stream? I'm hoping. Woo! We got Logan Paul, Austin Theory being interviewed by Byron Saxton. Obviously, they give their take on the CM Punk Braun Breaker match. Obviously, they're on Braun Breaker's side. They will be there for Braun Breaker should he need them, which obviously it's like even if he doesn't need them, they're still going to be there to make sure that he wins. They also gave their sort of take on Penta coming back and you're looking forward to it? Great. Great, Mox. When you lose your mod on Matt's channel, I'm sure you're going to be very happy with me. Keep running your mouth and it'll just keep getting you into trouble. But yeah, we got Liv Morgan versus Lyra Valkyria. This match was pretty decent. Didn't last all that long. It lasted about 8 minutes, which is okay. It didn't last too long, but it's okay. It was a good match, and Liv Morgan picked up the win. I am okay with that because it is technically Liv's first official live match on television for the first time since her injury, so it made sense for her to win the match. But then again, Lyra and Bayley are still technically in the Wait a minute, I can't. Okay, let me. Okay, it's not. Okay, apparently some. We're gonna get out of here, Mox. You're not allowed to be here. We got. Okay, after this, we got We got the Usos promo. A promo. They came out to cut a short promo, basically on the tag team division, since they are the new tag team champions. Makes sense, and I liked what they had to say here. And I like that the Usos are now back in the tag team division because it just definitely gives the tag team division over on Raw a shot of credibility that it didn't have when most of the other teams were holding the titles. But hey, it is what it is. Obviously, in the main event, Braun Breaker versus CM Punk didn't go. It was close to 30 minutes, but it didn't go that far. It went about 28 minutes. Very good match. And Braun obviously lost. I could see him winning the Royal Rumble this year. If Cody Rhodes isn't the WWE champion going into WrestleMania, and obviously they have a different opponent for Drew potentially at WrestleMania, other than Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes or whatnot, then I could see Braun Breaker winning the Yeah, Mox, go to hell. I'm not sure why your message aren't. Oh, good. There it is. Well, thank you, Mox, for showing. Thank you, Mox, for saying those words. Now I can send those. Now I can send a screenshot to Matt, and the rest is history. I mean, you'll be history, but I'm sure you'll get over it eventually. No, that was Monday Night Raw. It wasn't great. It wasn't great by any means. But hey. It wasn't great by any means, but yeah, it is what it is. The opening match, the main event, and Gunther AJ was the best part of the show in my estimation, in my mind. So I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. But hey, it is what it is. Let's move on to Tuesday NXT. This was NXT's New Year's Evil show. We had a couple title matches. We had 3 title matches set for the show. Ooh. We got 3 title matches set for the show. So at least one sort of match that was basically a revenge match of sorts between Izzy Dane and Tatum Paxley. The show was supposed to start apparently with the Blake Monroe versus Thea Hale match for the NXT Women's North American title, but that match never took place because Blake Monroe, during Thea's entrance, decided to blindside Thea Hale with a vicious attack. So the match was never able to start. And so that's it. Great. After this, we got Ricky Saints. He came into the ring. He got a promo. Obviously, he was focused on the main event between Obafemi and Leon Slater. Made it clear that it doesn't matter who walks out as champion. He wants his next shot. He's calling his shot for the NXT title. So, hey, congrats. So, who knows? Maybe he'll get another shot at the title. But it is what it is. After this segment, after the promo from Ricky Saints, we go backstage. Ava is obviously a little bit flustered because she is now seeing her show basically go off the rails in a matter of seconds. She immediately, obviously, she tells Robert Stone, how are we not 10 seconds into the show and on the new year and the show's already off the rails? Robert Stone asks her what she's going to do, and she basically just tells Robert to find Tatum, find Blake Monroe, find Blake, and that Izzy and Tatum are next. She then goes up to a backstage crew member, asks for his headset, and then I'm guessing she called into the production truck and told them to play Izzy and Tatum's video package, and that they're up next, and to just do it. I liked that because I liked this little segment because it made her actually look like a legitimate general manager who isn't just gonna let stuff like this fluster her and overwhelm her. She's a general manager. She's a boss. So that's immediately what we got. We got the video package for Izzy and Tatum's feud, which started at NXT Gold Rush when Izzy cost Tatum her shot at the title, her shot to retain the title against Jacy Jayne. Jacy Jayne won her NXT Women's Championship back. So it is what it is. We got the match between Izzy and Tatum. This was a good match, a very good match. Just Kayla Boo. I'm not sure who you are. Not sure who you are. Thanks, I appreciate that. Oh, wow, thank you for the 10 likes. We got the 10 likes, folks. I do appreciate that. Okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. We got the match was just as good as their match at NXT Deadline, but hey, I appreciate. But hey, the match was good. Not gonna lie. And this time, is Tatum actually was able to get the win. So I was glad that they actually let her get the win. But hey, it is what it is. Congratulations to Tatum Paxley. We then get a video package. We then get a video package for apparently a new superstar. I'm not sure who this is. Who this is exactly. I don't know who this is. Elio LaFleur. Not sure who he is, but he sounds French, and I'm guessing, and I'm not mistaken, that's where they set the video package was set in like France. So this could be a new super. This is obviously, I think, a new superstar. No, he doesn't sound terrible. He doesn't even sound terrible. Oh, shut up, Mox. I mean, you do realize that I'm screenshotting everything you're saying and sending it to Matt, okay? You do realize I'm doing that, right? I'm surprised you haven't stopped because I'm doing that. Or are you betting, or are you hedging your bets and hoping and praying that Matt does not do anything and that Matt just turns the other cheek? Like he always does when it comes to you and when it comes to your stupidity and when it comes to you harassing me. It's like he doesn't do anything about it because you're always so sure that he's not. Well, when you start harassing my family and start calling out my family, start calling my family names and whatnot, you might as well start doing something about it. And I think he's going to. So go to hell, Mox. And when you get there, please stay there. We got Thea Hale backstage with Jordan Grace, Ava. Oh yeah, after the match between Izzy and Tatum, we got Ava backstage with Blake Monroe. We saw Ava a lot backstage with a lot of superstars. This was only the second time we saw her backstage. She was with Blake, and she decided that not only was she not going to give Blake Monroe her title back, like why would Blake even assume that Ava was just going to hand her title back? But she also banned Blake Monroe from the building. Great. Great. So she's not there anymore. So she's not there on the show anymore. So congratulations, Blake. You just earned yourself a potential one-way ticket to the main roster. We then get Thea Hale backstage with Ava, and Ava, and obviously Ava went to tell Thea that she doesn't have to defend her title tonight if she doesn't want to. But hey, but Thea wants to. She wants to defend her title in an open challenge tonight. But hey, so basically Ava decided, you know what, Blake, you know what, Thea, if you want it, just go with it, okay? I'll just give you the title opportunity anyways, and that's what we got next was the open challenge, Thea Hale versus whoever decided to come out there and and get in the ring first, got the title match. We got a whole host of women's superstars coming out. Then Tatum Paxley comes out with a chainsaw. And I'm like, oh, okay. Tatum gets another shot at the title. Tatum gets another shot at the title. I will review whatever show I damn well please. Mox, so like I said, go to hell, stay there. Which I think, okay, Tatum got a win against Izzy earlier tonight, so I can see this being a reality. And then Izzy is like, actually, no. You said this isn't over until you say it's over. Well, actually, it's not over until I say it's over. And so she basically just screwed Tatum again out of a title, out of a potential title. And so Izzy gets the title. Izzy got the title shot. Izzy got the title shot. And that's how this match went underway. Went about 11 minutes. It was a good match. Obviously, obviously Thea Hale was still technically injured from the attack by Blake Monroe. Obviously, this led to the inevitable, and Izzy is now your new Women's North American Champion. I'm shocked that they even allowed someone like Izzy to get a title match when she literally just lost her match earlier on in the night against Tatum. But okay, I guess she deserves it. And not the person that actually beat her in that match, that being Tatum Paxley. But congratulations to Izzy, I guess. We then get Ethan Page backstage with Ava. He is very excited about the fact that he was able to add yet another title defense onto his resume to close out 2025. And that was basically it. He decided to leave without causing a scene or being problematic. But that was only because he had some friends that he wanted to show Ava. The Vanity Project decided to come into Ava's office and was, I guess, to talk about opportunities for 2026. We then get Joe Hendry with Ava backstage, and he wants a match against Dion Lennox in a no disqualification match. And she's like, okay, you can have the match, you can have the match, but I just hope you know what you're getting yourself into, because when you have a match against Dark State, no matter which member of Dark State you're facing, there's always the likelihood that the other three members are going to be right there at ringside to ambush you at any point during the match. So Joe Hendry decided that he was going to find some guys that could potentially offset Dark State's interference in that match. And so after this, we got an in-ring segment with Ethan Page celebrating his win against Moose last week. And making it clear that he is looking forward to 2026. And yeah, we then get a whole host of superstars coming out to, I guess, confront Ethan Page. First, we got Jasper Troy, then Josh Briggs, then we got Tavion Heights. No, actually, first it was Stacks. Then Jasper Troy, then Josh Briggs, then Tavion Heights, and then even Shiloh Hill, who apparently had some news for Stacks in regards to his international championship from TNA, and that because of his win, him and his tag team partner that took on Stacks and Ariana Grace in that Christmas Chaos match on Tuesday last week. Because of that win, he now gets a shot at the TNA International Championship next week. Santino and Ava made it official, which, to be honest, I'm not shocked at all that Santino made it official because they turned their back on Stacks, on Santino. So yeah. Will he win? Will Silo Hill win the title? Probably not. I can only see Stacks dropping that title to a TNA wrestler. But it was a good segment. The only part of that segment that was even somewhat cringe was when Shiloh Hill had Ariana Grace in a dance hold, and then his tooth falls out, his prosthetic tooth, I'm guessing that he wears after having a tooth knocked out on LFG, on the LFG show. It came out, dripped on Ariana Grace, and she just about screamed, like in disgust, like ugh, like yuck. And yeah. And I'll bet you won't ever shut up, Mox. Which you never will, so. Hey. After this segment, we got Joe Hendry. We got Joe Hendry backstage with OTM out the mud. This was in culmination. This was in with the stipulation that Ava made to Joe Hendry, where she said you can get the match, but you might want to find yourself some people that can offset Dark State's interference. And that's exactly what he decided to do. He decided to go and find find at least a tag team that he thought could. And so that led into OTM, and he basically made it clear to OTM that he has heard what they've been saying recently about wanting a shot at the NXT tag team titles. So he figures the best way to get your shot at the tag team titles is by attacking the champions themselves, making it known that you're going after the tag team titles, and then that will basically make Dark State want to fight you, want to face you. The titles will be on the line, and you'll get what you want. I'll get what I want. The Dark State interference will be negated, and you'll get what you want. Win-win situation. I like it. It's a win-win situation. Will it actually happen? Will we actually get this? Where OTM sort of takes out Dark State on Siobhan Evan on nor do I want to. I don't get into politics. Not anymore. I just don't care about it anymore. We got JC Jane versus Kendall Gray for the NXT Women's Championship. This match was very good. Went about 14 minutes, and JC Jane actually retained the title, which I was surprised that they did. But I guess they figured we got one title change on tonight's show. Let's not oversaturate it with a whole bunch of title changes. But hey, I was like, but hey, it is what it is. Congratulations. Yeah. Then, obviously, JC Jane won the title. She retained the title. Congrats to her. Not sure why they didn't put the title on Kendall Gray, because I think she's great. But we'll see what happens. Then we got the main event, Obafemi versus Leon Slater. Great match for the NXT title. Obviously, he won the title. Obviously, Obafemi retained the title. I did not see him losing it to a TNA wrestler. And as the show was going off the air, or at least as I thought the show was going off the air, we got Ava back. The match went about 14 minutes, and it was a great match. After the match, we saw Oba was posing in the ring as he usually does. And then we get Ava again backstage with the NXT locker room, or in this case, I think it was the Evolve roster, or at least a portion of it. And she was talking to them about the obvious call-ups of Javon Evans, Trick Williams, Lash Legend, and Jordan Grace, and how there's now the potential for NXT call-ups. For NXT call-ups just as much as there are call-ups to the main roster. So, and I like this idea. Have talent that if you don't think they're even ready for NXT television just yet, have them go to Evolve, have them be on Evolve for at least a year. Then, when you think they're ready for NXT television, bring them up to NXT, call them up to NXT. And then, after a year or two, if you think they're ready for the main roster, call them up to the main roster, and that's how you should do it. I think that's a great idea. Would WWE do this? I don't know. I am just a fan. It's not like WWE actively listens to my live streams. Three people, Mox. At one point, there was, I think, at least 4 or 5 that were watching this live stream. That comment would have merit if there was absolutely nobody watching, and if I saw that there was 0 people watching. But I can see that there's 3 people watching, so that comment has no merit. Obviously, as she was talking to the Evolve roster, Robert Stone comes in and asks Ava if she's seen what Oba just did in the ring. She said, obviously not. Obviously not, because she was just talking to the Evolve roster. How could she even know what was going on inside the ring? And the ending shot we got was the NXT title left inside the ring. Oba had left the ring, basically vacating the title. And Tony D'Angelo was in the stands, looking at the title very intently, as if he wants it. And we might be getting him going after the title. Obviously, we'll see what happens next week. Ava has basically made it clear now since then that she will address the future of the NXT title on next week's NXT episode. NXT New Year's Evil was a good show. Maybe 1 or 2 fails in my mind, but other than that, a great show. I would give it a 7 out of 10. Shut up, Mox. Grayson Waller is not my friend. Okay? You're just making up shit to make up shit. And it's not gonna stick, and it's never gonna stick. Okay? When Matt AW Dynamite, nothing much to talk about on this show. We had a great match between Shelton Benjamin and Jon Moxley in a eliminator match for the Continental Championship. I wonder why they didn't just make this a straight up championship match. AEW will always be AEW. We got the Elite versus the Demand, basically the Elite, on what was a reunion of the new Elite, Jack Perry and Young Bucks, versus the Demand, which is Ricochet, Toa Liona, and Bishop Khan of the Gates of Agony. And obviously, the babyfaces won this match, that being Jack Perry and the Young Bucks. The Don Callis family then comes out to attack Jack Perry. The Young Bucks trying to make the save, but apparently someone decided to make their return to AEW television yet again. That being Andrade. Andrade decided, you know what, I'm going to make another return to AEW television. And so now he is back in AEW television, and hopefully this time his legal troubles with WWE are over. And he doesn't have to worry about WWE stomping a mud hole in this return for him. But yeah, he's back. 4 people watching, that's nice. And 11 likes, that's nice. Nice. Yeah. But hey, we got Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir. I mean, match was good. Nothing really special or anything, but it was a good match. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah. Tony Storm got the win. Congratulations to her. Oh, we also apparently got a new debut in AEW, that being Jake Doyle. Apparently, aka Jake something from TNA. Yes, there was a guy in TNA that was called Jake something. He was good, from what I could tell, he was good. But he was a good wrestler. But apparently he's now joined AEW, and he is now officially only the latest AEW superstar to associate themselves with the Don Callis family. And apparently that makes it now, like, how many people? Like 40 people? I mean, it's pretty much half the roster is now under the influence of the Don Callis family. And so, like, dude, how many members do you need, Don? Don, how many family members do you need? You're not gonna stop until you've signed the whole freaking AEW roster to your family. But yeah, we got Bandito versus Sammy Guevara. This was a good match, actually. A very good match. Obviously, Bandito won the match. He has a match against MJF for the AEW World Championship next week on AEW Maximum Carnage episode. So, hey. That match should be good. And we got a confrontation after this match with Sammy. We got a confrontation between the two of them. And obviously just led to Bandito obviously getting the upper hand going into next week. But yeah, congratulations. 12 likes. I cannot believe that. I mean, maybe one of the few times that I've had at least over 10 likes for a live stream before the live stream even ends. So, hey, it is what it is. Congratulations to me. And obviously, the main event was a lights out match. Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page versus the Ops of Powerhouse Hobbs and Hook. Obviously, the babyfaces won. Did not see that match ending any other way, but it is what it is. So hey, congrats to the babyfaces. And that was AEW Dynamite. Nothing special. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10 because at least it was okay. A little bit better than Raw, but not that much. Then we got Friday Night SmackDown. Friday Night SmackDown was another interestingly good show, considering that it's been poor as of 2025. It was basically not. It was basically given that SmackDown was not the focus of creative. Seems like they're giving SmackDown a little extra focus going into this year, which they need to. And obviously, from what I've heard, we're now getting a bit of a creative shakeup. So I think it's honored. And thank God your horrid ass is gonna be off Matt's live streams pretty soon. Once I officially do what I need to do. But hey. It is what it is. Aww. We got Randy Orton. Randy Orton is opening up the show. But opening up the show, and it wouldn't last very long because apparently someone decided to interrupt proceedings, and that person was none other than Trick Williams, who apparently has decided to go on a campaign where he's just going to interrupt all of the legends and all of the veterans in the WWE. Where you can just interrupt them all and just state his name, say why he's here, and yeah, this led to a brawl between the two, and obviously Randy Orton stood tall. Then after this, we got Trick Williams' in-ring debut on SmackDown versus Rey Fenix. Went about 11 minutes. This was a pretty good match. I mean, I love Rey Fenix. He's good. And then Trick Williams is very good as well. So compared to what he was maybe 2-3 years ago, he's a lot better now. And Trick Williams won, but obviously he had help with the tights. Makes sense, because I didn't see Trick Williams sort of winning. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But congratulations to Trick Williams. And yeah, we got Alexa Bliss backstage we got Julia backstage cutting a promo on Alexa Bliss, who she will be defending the Women's North American title against. So that's nice. They're actually giving Julia a championship defense her first week after winning her first SmackDown after winning the title, which, if I'm not mistaken, they did not do the first time around. In fact, the first time around, they barely ever featured. And even when she was featured, it was in backstage segments. To be honest, I don't want to go to WrestleMania. I think watching it on TV is much better. But that's just me. 13 likes. Let's fucking go. After this, we got Alexa Bliss backstage, obviously getting ready for her match against Julia. Charlotte Flair apparently wasn't there. I'm not sure why she wasn't there, but she wasn't there to help or support Alexa Bliss. Obviously, she ran into Nia Jax and Lash Legend, who quote-unquote wished her luck against Julia, which was obviously code for we're going to screw her out of the title. But it is what it is. We got the match between Julia and Alexa Bliss. This was a very good match. Lasted about 10 minutes or so. And it was a good match. Obviously, Alexa Bliss could have won the title had it not been for the interference of Nia Jax and Lash Legend. But hey, it is what it is. Good match. Good for Julia for retaining the title, and good for WWE for actually booking a title defense for Julia. Oh, he is. Oh, he is. He's just not the only person booking the show anymore. But I guess you're going to say next that he deserves to be booking the show alone and that nobody else should be booking the show alongside him. And it's kind of stupid, if you ask me. After this, we got Drew McIntyre backstage, getting interviewed by Byron Saxton before his match against. Yeah, I had a feeling you'd be happy for that. You'd be happy because because that Cody Crybaby won. Because that Cody Crybaby won. Yeah. He cut a promo on Cody Rhodes and even revealed that he had something with him and he had a watch with him. Apparently, it was a watch that belonged to Dusty Rhodes. Okay, Drew's again amping up the intensity for this match, and the match doesn't even need to be built up anymore. Well, that's not happening. That's not happening, and you can't make him go. Well, after this, we got Nick Aldis backstage with Jordynne Grace, officially welcoming her to the SmackDown roster. So, hey, congratulations to her for making it to the main roster. I had a feeling she was going to make it to the main roster eventually. We just didn't know when, and hey, it is what it is. We got AEW Rampage doesn't exist anymore. Whew, excuse me. Bless me. Bless you. Oh, God. Hey. But it is what it is. We got Jordynne Grace. Obviously, we got Chelsea Green. She came out and was not happy about losing her championship, and she wants her rematch. Her rematch. Her rematch. Whatever she said. Can't remember how many re's she put before match. Shut up, Mox. But yeah, this then led to Jordynne Grace confronting Chelsea. And then this led to Alba Fire confronting Jordynne Grace. This then led to Nick Aldis making a match official for tonight's SmackDown. Jordynne Grace versus Alba Fire in Jordynne Grace's debut. This was, I think, a good first match for Jordynne Grace on the main roster. Gets her accustomed to the main roster crowd. This apparently eventually will even build to the inevitable Jordynne Grace versus Jade Cargill program, which they apparently seem to be. But hey, it is what it is. 14 likes? Oh my gosh, 14 likes. I am apparently very popular today. I'm apparently very popular today. Don't know why, but I am not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. Why would I complain? But hey, it is what it is. After this, we got a look at the various three stages of hell matches in the history of WWE. And obviously going into this match, this was basically them just saying, here's the various three stages of hell matches that are in. I am not a threat to anybody. I don't know what you may think, but I am not a threat to anybody. But we got MFTs. We got another video package, this time for the MFTs, which is Wyatt 6 storyline. that's been going on. This match was to take place tonight's fatal a 8-man tag match. We also got Carmelo Hayes backstage with Ilya Dragunov backstage, getting ready for a match. Open challenge for the United States title. Ilya Dragunov tells him that he's happy that Carmelo is champion and that he's going to bigger and better things. Shut up. And yes, you are. Don't lie, Mox. It's not nice to lie. Didn't your mother ever teach you that, or did your mom decide that it was better if you were just dropped on your head as a baby? We then got Jordynne Grace versus Alba Fire. This match lasted about 5 minutes. Nothing fancy, but it was a good win for Jordynne Grace. And obviously after the match, we got the confrontation between her and Jade Cargill, which obviously will then lead to an eventual match between the two of them. And I'm excited for this match because it definitely needs to happen. Jade Cargill has not faced anybody that's actually credible at all. She's only been facing B-Fab and Michin. They're now in, thanks to her, by the way. So, yeah, tells you all you need to know. But hey, it is what it is. Can't wait for that match because it's going to be probably the first actual legit threat to Jade's title reign. We then get another Obafemi promo as he gets set to make his main roster debut. Where, I don't know. I actually do like that they've been throwing us these video packages and promos on both shows. That way we actually don't know where he's going to end up. But all likelihood, it's being reported that it's rumored to be Raw, which I don't know why, because Raw already has a stacked roster. Unless they plan on putting Brock Lesnar on Raw going into WrestleMania season. And then they're just going to give over that match potentially at WrestleMania, which would be a great match for Obafemi and a big first WrestleMania match for Obafemi. We then get the match between Carmelo Hayes. This was an open challenge. Obviously, anybody can answer this challenge. It was Shinsuke Nakamura who inevitably accepted the challenge, and this match was very, very good. Lasted about 17 minutes. Very good match. Carmelo Hayes obviously retained the title. Good for him. Great match. Move on. We got Nick Aldis. Apparently, Nick Aldis has decided that the winner of this match, of the main event, would not have a easy road going into the Royal Rumble because he has now officially made it clear that there are going to be some qualifying matches within the next 2 weeks or so going into the next Saturday night's main events. The winner of these qualifying matches will compete in a fatal 4-way match to determine the number one contender for Cody Rhodes undisputed for the new WWE champion going into the Royal Rumble. Obviously, we got Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. Matt Cardona versus Trick Williams. I think that was one of the matches. We got Solo Sikoa versus Damian Priest. And Randy Orton versus, I can't remember who he's facing, but I think he's winning that match for sure. But hey, we got that. We got the Wyatt 6 versus MFTs. This was a good match. Not special, nothing special. It was a good match. It was what it was. Went about 13 minutes. The Wyatt 6 MFTs actually won, and Tama Tonga actually pinned Uncle Howdy, which I thought was a bit of a surprise, considering I didn't think they would actually have the MFTs pin Uncle Howdy in the match. I thought they would pin any of the other guys, since Uncle Howdy's basically the leader. But hey, it is what it is. Congratulations to the MFTs. And then obviously we got the main event, Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. It lasted 30 minutes. From what I heard, they were going to give the main event 30 minutes. So that's great, but they gave it so much time. And obviously Cody Rhodes did not come out successful. I am actually very much happy about this. As much as I like Cody Rhodes and as much as I am a fan of Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre needed this win more because WWE had painted itself into a corner, McIntyre into a corner, by giving him loss after loss after loss to Cody in their first few matches, making it feel like Cody was never ever going to win this title ever again. And yeah, this was a must win match for Drew, and I'm glad he did it. He won. Jacob Batu is now back. So that's a dynamic that's going to be added to this. So I'm excited for what's going to happen going into the Royal Rumble and then going into WrestleMania. But that is it. I would give SmackDown a 7.5 out of 10. Was not as good as last week's show, but it was very good too. It was still very good. But hey, it is what it is. Congratulations. And that is it for my live stream. I will be doing a movie review video this month. Today, following this live stream, I'll be doing a new movie review video. It'll be premiering tomorrow, 6 a.m., 6 p.m., most likely. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out, guys. Okay.